If they did something in between, like where they're commercials, so like engage the audience, I would actually totally watch it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what, but something other than just normal commercials. Yeah. There's like I can't watch a straight football game without basically like recording and skipping commercials.
But you can't do that. That's illegal.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, well, I guess I have to rethink my life then.
Or so says Charlie.
Oh, the Charlie. The things he knows.
God, dude, I am seriously like, I'm going to be in a fucking puddle. I don't know what's going on.
Why are you sweating? Are you just excited to see me?
Absolutely. That's exactly it. I don't
I mean,
know.
you do have a long sleeve jacket on. You could take that off.
Well, I was freezing my ass off about 3 minutes ago. So it's just another one.
Are you going through menopause?
I'm getting hot flashes, baby. No, dude, I don't know. My whole core temperature since my surgery has just been jacked.
Sucks to hear, but unfortunately, probably not altogether unsurprising.
No. All right. I'm going to down this entire yogurt, and then we are going to do the show.
Is that your dinner?
No, I've already eaten dinner, but
Okay.
I don't want to just have this yogurt sitting here the entire show.
That is a. I kind of want one of these.
And I immediately put all the yogurt in my beard. Bravo, Charlie. How was robotics?
It's interesting.
Weren't you a spectator over the weekend?
I was a ref, so I do volunteering work, yeah, because that's my thing. Because and then I don't have to like talk to parents. It's great.
You have to deal with whiny kids who are like, "That's not fair, Mr. Referee."
It's pretty well woven into the fabric of basically don't bitch.
What?
It's like it's very clear outlaid. Like these are basically how you're allowed to. There's a very defined path of which you're allowed to disagree with a ref's call, and like it's clearly laid out in the rules. And basically, if you ignore it, then like the argument doesn't do anything if you try to argue and you don't follow the correct protocol, basically.
No,
and if you try,
just gotta scream and yell and stomp your feet until the referee sees the error of their ways.
And if you try, you're very liable to actually get a yellow card and then a red card and then get kicked out of the event.
Ooh, do you get to carry around actual yellow and red cards?
The team does not, but the ref actually has the head ref actually has, like in football, like a yellow and red card. It really only happens like for safety violations. Like we've actually had to give a card to red team because they failed to wear the safety goggles to the, like you have to wear safety goggles, liability, makes sense.
Yeah.
But like there was a team, so you basically like you drive 5 times at a competition, and there was a team like 3 straight times forgot to wear them. And like the second time, we're like, look, guys, like we're already giving you 2 warnings. If you do this again, like we're giving you a red card and you basically are disqualified. Third time, they walk up and guess what? No safety goggles. And like, okay, like we've warned the guys, we told you guys, we told your parents, like we gotta draw a line somewhere.
But we're all special angels.
That or like if a robot like literally goes like intentionally like out of the field play, because you do have people like standing like a foot from the like field perimeter. So it actually is a safety issue, or if like a robot extends fully outside of it, you could actually hit somebody really bad. So that's a pretty big one.
What, robots aren't allowed to kneecap spectators?
No, the spectators are actually, I know you're being facetious, but the spectators are like pretty far back. It's actually like the actual teams
so
are
you
literally
can't
like
kneecap the opponent.
I mean, I guess it's actually a choice you can make, right? It's like if you
someone hacked our bot.
is it worth taking the major penalty in yellow or red card? Like, there's a trade. Like, if you know the other team is that good, is it a trade-off? You know, it's like getting a roughing the quarterback. Like, if you know you could like break his rib for a 15-yard penalty, is it worth it?
No, I see.
Maybe.
I see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's start the show, shall we?
Or like a goon in hockey. You know, yes, it's worth taking that 5-minute penalty if it means protecting your all-star.
If you can check the shit out of someone and knock them out of the game.
Indeed.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, the recording button has been hit. We're going to mute Zealeus here for a second, then we're going to start our show. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Disheveled Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
It is good to see you because you do know what this Thursday is.
It's second Thursday in a row that we're doing a show.
It is also 1 week from the Turkey Overlord.
Ah, yes, the Turkey Day.
Yes.
And just so that everyone is fully aware, we will not be doing a Thursday Night Hangout because we will be what's that
Tryptophan.
There it is. We'll be too high on tryptophan. We'll probably be ODing on tryptophan. And so, yeah.
Will you be expected to do your famous overnight turkey roast?
I will be. So we're going to be doing dinner on Thanksgiving. There is a 19-pound bird waiting for me.
19 birds.
19 birds. 19-pound bird. So that means 19. That's 9.5 hours. So,
well, if you're doing a dinner, could you actually just start that like early in the morning?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to start like at probably start everything up at 7 and then probably have the bird on by 8 and then let it rest for an hour before dinner.
So it's a little bit different than having to wake up in the middle of the night every hour to check the bird.
Yeah, it's not like the days of the 26-pound bird, which is 13 hours for a lunch.
Yeah, it's a little bit more reasonable.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this, of course, is the Thursday Night Hangout. This is a live... Oh, wait, shoot. Let me just back up real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, I'm your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by prolific comer himself, Zealeus.
Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, this, of course, is the Thursday Night Hangout. It's a live show where we try our best to cover the topics most important to you during the show. If at any point during the show that you have any topics, questions, comments, or you just want to see your name pop up in the chat box, all you got to do is select your chat box of preference, be it Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. And if you have a question or comment, we will try to add it to the show. If we do, unfortunately, run out of time, we'll add it to the very next show, which, of course, will be 1 week after Thanksgiving. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into the show, shall we? All right, so personal updates here. Yes, I am feeling slightly better from my surgery, better than I did last week. I still have a constant stitch in my side, but it's working better. It is killing me that I still have not been able to play basketball, but you know, it's kind of
even able to like do any physical any physical labor without dying.
Walking.
I mean, walking is good.
And I am also running the youth basketball practice. So
nice.
Last week not so much. This week I was the lead honcho. All right,
Charlie, still in the fear of God. Don't dribble that damn ball off your foot again, kid.
No, not that bad. Anyways, okay, so let's get into some of the stories. Now, the first story is something that's near and dear to Zealeus' heart, as well as a lot of super duper PC Master Race nerds out there, and that is a story that revolves around a specific type of graphics card. This is the NVIDIA RTX 4090, and there's a small problem with it. Zealeus, would you like to talk about this 4090's problem?
I'm going to assume they're talking about the Neon Evangelion. How do you actually say that?
Neon Genesis Evangelion?
Evangelion, thank you. I was like, I'm not saying that correct. Yeah, so Evangelion, they have like MSI, if I remember right. they're doing like all these like branding with Evangelion. It looks pretty cool. I mean, you're paying a hell of a sticker price to have a basically sticker that you could slap on yourself. But anyways, what Charlie's referring to, which is it's amazing that it makes it past QA, is that they misspelled a word that, granted, I can't say it correctly, but still, they still somehow managed on this branding, I think specifically on the graphics card, if I remember right, to misspell Evangelion on the people sent out to. I'm of two thoughts. One is like, it's amazing, truly, that could make it past like QA and testing and everything else. Like, it just boggles my mind. On the other hand, like having a graphics card that is basically has a skin wrapper and paying a hell of a premium for it is kind of funny for it. I mean, more power to these people, more power to you if you're big about it. But like most people, when you build your PC, which, you know, I'm PC Master Race, so cool. Like usually your PC, it's like in a corner or under a desk or something where like you'll see your graphics card basically only when like you're replacing it again or dusting it out.
Well, you don't have a complete plexiglass case so you could see from all angles?
I thought of getting one actually, but I did not. There's actually a really cool case where when I was building my PC earlier this year, or re-getting a new case that I almost got. It was really cool, but I did not get that one. Like mine has like a plexiglass side, so you can see like all the LEDs and shit. But the actual graphics card, yeah. But you know, anyways, it's still a 4090, which is pretty bloody expensive to start with, because that's the top of the line NVIDIA is the 4090. But yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, it's a crossover. It's cool. I get it. Like, I'm not trying to knock it. It's just kind of interesting that you pay the premium for a skin that most people are never going to see again. It's kind of like Charlie's rant about getting a skin on a first-person shooter. But still, the fact it got misspelled. Now, this is just me. If I had this card and it was misspelled, like, I would actually want to keep the misspelled card just because it would have that extra, because obviously you get this card because of like you love Evangelion, but having it misspelled gives it like to me a little extra sense of like awesomeness in a way. Like, because it doesn't make it look worse. Like, it's not like it's a random yellow and purple splotch that makes it look terrible. It's like misspelled, like to me is actually kind of a cool, like makes it even stand out even more in a way.
So that's actually the only one part of the 4090 story.
Oh, there's more.
Yes. It turns out that according to one repair shop, this repair shop has been receiving 20 to 25 4090s a week because of melted power connectors. It's being said that many users are experiencing a funny smell emanating from their computer, and when they open it up, they see that their graphics card has melted.
Okay. I didn't know that was still an issue. So I know when some of the higher power NVIDIAs came out, that was a actual legit issue. With I forget what voltage connector it is actually that connects to the graphics card. Whichever one it is, that it is an issue where due to, you know, cheap wiring, a sharp bend.
TDP of 450 watt.
Which is ridiculous. That's like my entire PSU right there. That's just insane. Like, honestly, almost 500 watt graphics card. It's like, I don't think I'd be able to get my cat out of the, if you find a way to get into the actual case just to sit like on that heat lamp, because that would be so much heat coming out of that bad boy.
So this apparently has been
an issue for a while,
over
actually,
a year now, and it's there is still no resolution. And this repair shop and many repair shops are still receiving a very large number every single week.
That's just that's crazy. I mean, the amount of wattage, my guess is it's probably a combination between the wiring not have what it comes down to a sufficient gauge to actually pass the amperage through. And I would not be surprised if there's like some weird sharp bends kind of going at, especially like where the connector connects to the graphics card. It's also how's that solder job done. So like if they cheap down the solder job, then you have like a bad connection between like where the wire connects to the crimp. That's an easy place to cheap out on. So when you're just pulling that much wattage, there's a lot of places to fail with such power going through, because that is well outside the norm of what a graphics card pulls.
So, like I said, the 4090 is pulling 450. How much do you think, in comparison, the 4080 pulls?
250,
320.
320. Yeah, most graphics like most average users pull between 50 to 200, just depending on peak usage and other stuff. Somewhere in the 50 to 200 range is not, even going up to 200 is pretty normal.
Yeah.
We started getting about 200. Now you're talking like the crazy top line, because you also get obviously more efficiency. So at some point, like the everyday graphic card throughput of the 4090 will be like a normal graphics card.
Right.
And it'll just be normal. So you also get better efficiency for, chips and RAM and all that stuff. Well, you don't have the insane power draw. Yeah, you also like the actual PSU. You'd actually need to boost that bad boy. You need at least like 1,000-watt power supply.
Yes. Okay, so let us talk about some sad news, especially in the I guess in the Atlanta sporting arena. And that is that Atlanta Reign is no more. The ownership group has decided that they're no longer going to have a Overwatch Pro League team.
Are any Overwatch Pro League teams still in existence? I thought like pretty much the OWL had pretty much disbanded at this point.
Let's see.
Like the Overwatch League's over.
Yes.
Even if the teams have not officially, because like what they do, they get their, what was it, $6 million buy-in or something absurd. They get that back. So that's why they're folding, is because then they get what they basically put in back.
You're
but
right.
Yeah, the Overwatch League is done.
The Overwatch, competitive Overwatch won't end with the league, but the league, Blizzard is working on evolving competitive Overwatch in a new direction.
Yes, you're right. Okay, yeah, you're right. Competitive Overwatch is not dead, but the Overwatch League, as its original incarnation,
after 6 seasons, is 100% dead.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of, one, it was just honestly terrible luck of COVID.
Yep.
Like hitting at the like really, onset of Overwatch, because the first season was actually pretty damn successful of Overwatch League.
Yeah.
Because they had more, teams wanted to buy, and then COVID hit, and the whole idea of like, building these sports arenas for you to come in person. I think it was a combination of that with basically Blizzard's mishandling of Overwatch and Overwatch 2 as a game to actually enjoy playing. And I just still think Overwatch is it's not a great game from a spectator perspective, especially if it's not a game you don't actually play. I would still say, for me personally, MOBAs are the best / easiest esports game to follow if you don't actually play that game. I just think it's that over the top kind of isometric view makes it relatively straightforward for somebody who doesn't really know much about the game to really kind of be able to follow along. Like I remember when we went to the Smite World Championships, like I was never a huge Smite player, but I was able to follow along pretty freaking easily as far as what was going on, like with the abilities and stuff.
Yeah.
And even for as much as I played Overwatch, good Lord, it was still difficult to follow along. It's just very, to me, disjointing as far as, you know, do you follow the person? Do you do that weird over the shoulder view? Do you do the overhead view? And they do all this like weird view. It's just, I don't find in general FPS is great esports games to watch as a spectator. I just don't think it's conducive to that. I just don't think they are. And I don't think they're going to, like, it's just not a great platform for that third person spectator, except for like, you know, your niche hardcore fans, really.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised. I like the idea. I know a lot of people kind of shot on the idea of the, you know, local sports team from esports. I thought it was cool. It just, between timing and Overwatch's mishandling, very not surprising.
I agree. I just, you know, it's a lot of mishandling.
I'm sad you're not wearing your hat in like a remembrance.
I know. I tried to find my hat and I couldn't find it, so I'm just wearing my Ultra Fusion hat. But maybe the next show that we have, I'll do it as a vintage hat, since
we could burn it in a funeral pyre as like a remembrance.
I don't do that crap. It's so stupid.
Pass you on to the next life.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it though, because like other esports, and it did kind of work in that regard, because other esports teams, you didn't have people like, unless you really probably became invested like with like a player like on that esports team, you weren't really invested in a team because of that physical location. Like, remember, like we went to Battle and Brew, and now it's like a huge deal. It was like our local esports team.
Yeah.
Of the Atlanta Rain. Like that was a thing.
Yep.
So I really think it had potential. But with the buy-in and the failure, I just don't see another publisher who's going to take the chance of doing that type of esports league again anytime soon.
Yeah, no.
Especially
with that huge buy-in, that's way too much.
We also need another new esports game, because like most of the esports games like League of Legends and Dota, they already have a pretty established esports league that I don't see them remaking into a Overwatch league type of deal, where it's like the city-based type of thing. Yeah. The one that always did make me laugh about people like talking about the Overwatch, like, it's not a real city-based team. Nobody from that team is from the actual city. I'm like, have you ever paid attention to any pro sports team ever? Like, hope you don't like football or hockey, because most players aren't from your country.
You just pray that you're able to pronounce most of the team players' names.
Yeah, so I'm like, that's not a good reason not to like it. That was like one of the worst arguments.
All right, so let's talk briefly about Starfield, and it's not good news.
Charlie's favorite game of the year.
Oh yeah.
Actually, question.
Yeah.
Is it your most played game of the year?
Is Starfield my most played game of this year?
Of 2023, yes.
No.
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 Do you know what it is?
Yeah, give me one second. Oh my goodness gracious. I've got to.
It's not Hogwarts Legacy. I don't think you put that many hours into it.
No. Where is it? Okay, there's that one. When's the last time I played this game?
That's a very generic sentence.
I'm pretty sure that it was Borderlands 3.
Oh, okay. Was that a 2023 game? Damn. No, I mean, I know it didn't come out in 2023, but
it wasn't. But I played it then.
Okay.
Um, The concurrent user base, according to Steam, for Starfield is now basically equal with an earlier Bethesda title known as Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
That's not what you want. You wanted to exceed the number of. Yeah.
Now,
I don't know.
From
I
what a
haven't
lot
played
of
the game.
people, what a lot of people are really screaming and yelling about is that the fact is that it is a very PG-13 light game, and people wanted a little bit more, carnage and naughtiness in the game, and it was very,
So more like Cyberpunk.
yes.
I mean,
yes.
it didn't have to be to Cyberpunk's level.
No, but like the
something in
level
between
of graphic violence and hopefully not have the issue of when you get awarded clothing, everything unequips except for that piece of clothing, and so you have your dingle dangle flying in the wind as you walk down the street and wonder why you couldn't take as many bullets as you used to.
Is that a feature or a bug?
It was a feature for a long time. How about that?
It's now a mod.
Yes.
Everything I've read about Starfield is basically like the skeleton is there of a great game.
Yep.
But it just doesn't have it's just not fun. Especially in the long run.
It's very rinse and repeat. And I think that unfortunately for me, or maybe fortunately for me, I'm the kind of person who does play a lot of I could get into kind of like a groove doing rinse and repeat stuff.
Sure.
And so I could put
you grew up in JRPGs.
Yeah. Grind, baby, grind. But yeah, there's not enough there.
Yeah.
But that being said, I am playing 2 new games. One is a game I was just playing before this show, and that of course is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, good game.
It is a good game. And the other one is Alan Wake 2. Now, as per standard Charlie gaming protocol, if it is a spooky horror game, I can only play those at night. That's why I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn during the day. Just in case people are like, but why wouldn't you just play Alan Wake 2? Because it's a spooky, scary game, and I want to have all the lights out so I could scream like a little girl when shit happens. And let me tell you, it's already twisted, demented, and I love it.
I mean, you got 2 pretty solid, beefy games there.
Yes, I do. If anyone out there decides to pick up Horizon Zero Dawn, I highly recommend that you find out the crafting requirements for all of your pouches, and you upgrade the shit out of those as quickly as possible, so you're not constantly going, "Oh no, I'm out of space."
I do remember that about the game, that you had to like upgrade that very quickly and figure out how.
And oh my god, I do not need any more fucking twigs for making arrows. I've got like 1,000 of them.
I know it's be surprising, but I didn't really use arrows a whole lot. I basically just came in and hit things.
Oh, dude. Well, now I'm trying to balance it. If you get close to me, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. But if you're far away, I'm even using traps.
The traps are actually cool. I did like the traps in the game. We're good.
Yeah.
But my problem is a lot of games, like, they have traps, but they're just kind of meh. Like, well, that was interesting to try once, but that really wasn't like worth doing again. Like, it's much quicker and easier just to go hit you and kill you instead of using this dumb trap. Or like the mob will literally just like walk through around it. But Horizon Zero Dawn, those traps are huge.
Oh, yeah. The electric stun trap and the fire trap, and then hell, I've even used the tripwire a couple times. Though there are a couple of robot monsters that somehow can walk right between the damn tripwire and not set it off. And then I am basically between a rock and a hard place because I was banking on them trying to think that they've captured me. And then I'd run out and stab them. But it
Sounds
didn't work
about
that way.
I've been playing. I jumped back into. I've been replaying online games that I took years off from, and now back into New World.
Yes, I noticed that. I was made me want to scratch my head.
It's just I got the itch to play it again. I don't know why, but I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna jump back in, and I'm enjoying it again. It's, I think, kind of like you were saying, almost like with Starfield, like there's definitely rinse and repeatings, but it becomes like a cycle of like, okay, go do it. Like, yes, it's big, it's open type of world, but it's also a straightforward type of open worldness to that, which I know kind of sounds like an oxymoron, but there's some direction to it at least.
Right.
And they made some good changes to it. Like, so the first time I was playing, I actually stopped playing because you bought a house. So you eventually buy a house, and when you get the house, you have to pay
a mortgage.
Yes, you 100% a mortgage on it. And it was dictated by the company who owned it, that zone, because like the company owns zones. And it was like 10 to 20% of what you purchased it for was your weekly tax, which was, you basically had to grind weekly then if you want to keep your house. And at that point, I'm like, F this is too much of a grind. Like, that's just not, like, I get grinding. I mean, I play MMOs. You do grinding, but when it comes like a grind of the week, literally just to keep your house intact and not like actually getting any benefits, that's when you get to the point, like people will say like a game that respects your time or doesn't respect your time. Like at that point, it's a game that just doesn't respect your time. And I was like, okay, F this. This is way too grindy. But they've changed a lot of things. Like for instance, now there's still a mortgage, but it's now like 1 to 2% of your purchase price. I'm like, okay, that's reasonable. Like I get it. The company owns it, like the zone. So you're paying a mortgage, but like that's a much more reasonable way where you can get that like very easily without really doing anything. So some of the changes they made like that, where I'm like, okay, this is actually like acceptable now, basically. Basically make it not as grindy or hardcore, because it was a super grindy game when it came out. Still pretty grindy, but not for the sake of just grinding. Like another one is like leveling up your your crafting skills, right? We've all played MMOs or crafting, upgrade your crafting from 1 to 50. You have to make 8,000 gloves. And you have a spreadsheet where it's like you have to get 400 twigs, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Where they've changed the crafting where a way, like for instance, like you get a huge first bonus every time you make, like, so in a character, the first time you make those cloth gloves, they get like a huge bonus for the first time. So instead of like, it's still a bit grindy, but they've reduced that grind a lot by adding some things like that. Whereas like, as long as you make one of everything, you'll immediately boost your crafting up a whole lot just by kind of spreading the wealth. So they've done some good changes like that where you still have to do the stuff, but it's not as mind-numbingly boring as it was before.
Oh, but I need mind-numbingly boring.
Oh, you can still mind your numb. You can still pickaxe away to get your 8,000 stone and your 600 wood. Don't you worry, sir.
Thankfully, I don't think I've played a game that has required such crazy astronomical numbers of items that would never, ever truly work in real life. It's like, let's make a steel drawbridge. You're going to need 15,000 flax seeds, 500 river trout, and the Wicked Witch's evil brew recipe, plus let's go with 400 feet of rope. Boom.
It's going to be a great bridge made out of trout.
but it's gonna be steel. Actually, it's gonna be vibranium.
Vibranium. Yes, I totally get that.
It's like, let's make a pair of shoes. 50 boar pelts, 17 stacks of oak sticks, and 10 raccoon pelts. And that's going to make your boots of mundaneness.
That makes sense to me.
One pair.
One pair. But actually, it's only one shoe. You need different ingredients for your left shoe.
Yes, of course. Obviously. You need the platypus for the other one. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pause real quick to do to thank those individuals who help Ultra Confusion be the Ultra Confusion that you love and adore. And that is the friends of the show. So without further ado, let's start off with the Indie Cluster. The Indie Cluster is an organization of independent game developers that want to gain exposure by being involved in the community. They collectively journey to popular conferences as a traveling booth to help gain attention for their games. They make partnerships with local communities to bring games to the mainstream mindset. They highlight local, unusual, and rare concepts to challenge the paradigm of the common. They also host events to teach kids and minority groups about game development to hopefully one day enter the industry themselves. For more information, go to indiecluster.com. The next shout out we got to give is to the techno wizard himself, Noodle Boy. Founded in 2015 by Andrew Tran, Noodle Boy Media, previously White Kid 47 Media, is your choice for professional photo shoots and panel recordings at conventions. They pride themselves in providing a high level of professionalism, top-notch experiences, and quality services. If you want more information or to view their full list of services, check out facebook.com/noodleboymedia. Now, an individual who I am dying to get back to the house, but because I'm still recovering from surgery, I cannot do adjustments right now, but ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the greater Atlanta area, you got to know about Hero Chiropractic. Hero Chiropractic is a unique healthcare practice set up by Ryan Moore, the company's focus to elevate a patient's experience of freedom, creative expression, and joy. They believe that everyone can be a hero and has incredible heroic potential inside themselves waiting to be unleashed. Hero Chiropractic focuses on mobile chiropractic care in the greater Atlanta area. They are committed to healing clients by creating a plan of action uniquely suited for each person. They make that plan of action as convenient and affordable as possible, and most importantly, suited to your individual needs. For more information, go to herochiropractic.com. Now let's talk about the music maestro. That's, of course, CrossPad Creative. Need a new logo or want to work on full branding and content strategy? Or maybe you need music or audio for your content, just like Ultra Confusion. CrossPad Creative offers a whole host of solutions for individuals and small businesses. Just email Josh at crosspadcreative@gmail.com and see what he can do for you. The final shout out we got to give is to the original patron, and that, of course, is Agile Axiom. By day, Axe leads both a development team and system administration team working with satellites at NASA's Goddard campus. But while not in meetings and many times during, he is the Agile evangelist Agile Axe, championing the philosophy of Agile and trying to make the world a better place for software developers, testers, system admins, and software projects the world over. Decades of experience in software development and leading Agile teams are brought to bear against evil processes, inefficient work, and bad habits. For more information, go to agileaxiom.com. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know that you are now... Whoops. Helps if I had actually put up the freaking logo. Wow, Charlie. That's Agile Axiom's logo. Shazam. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know that you are dying to know how do you become a friend of the show. Well, I will tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, Ultra Confusion survives on the love and support of fans like you, and so we have a Patreon page. Patreon lets you, the fans, lovers, haters, demigods, interdimensional beings, gods, demons, aliens, zombies, werewolves, swamp creatures, supporters, and more become active participants in the work we love through a monthly membership. This gives you access to exclusive content, community, and insight into our creative process. In exchange, we gain a bit more freedom to do our best work and the stability we need to build an even stronger creative career. We currently have 2 tiers. We have the $1 tier, that's $1 a month or $12 a year. And what you get at that tier is early access to all of our playthroughs, as well as the ability to participate in Patreon only posts. Now, if you're feeling a little frisky, you can always bump that up to $5 a month. That's $5 a month or $60 a year. Not only do you get everything at the $1 mark, but you also gain your name or organization added to the Friends of the Show section of every single Thursday night hangout. So, if you want to become a patron of All Too Confusion, go to Patreon. That's patreon.com/altered confusion. Now, I know that we're starting to really distance ourselves from the official Extra Life Day, but ladies and gentlemen, at some point we're going to do a 24-hour game-a-thon. But I do want to give a shout out for the fact that Alter Confusion is proud to say that we have been fundraising for Extra Life for 12 straight years. Extra Life is gamers doing what they do best, game, to help sick and injured children at their chosen Children's Miracle Network Hospital. The money that we raise through Extra Life will go directly to Children's Health Care of Atlanta as unrestricted funds. This means that the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars we raise make the biggest impact in the lives of the kids they treat. So if you have the capacity to donate, please go to extra-life.org and search for Altered Confusion. Alrighty. Let's get back to the stories. Okay, so there was a story that I ran across that made me scratch my head, and I'm pretty sure that what this individual is trying to do will not work, but hey, gotta give him props. And that is that there is an individual out there who is a huge fan of Bethesda's first-person shooter called Brink. And it did not do very well. However, there are a total of 12 diehard fans that always play this game. And one of them is an individual who has made it his life's mission to buy additional copies of this game to try to keep it up on the Steam, I guess, boards. He currently owns 31 copies of Brink. And he's basically trying to, and he says that he plans on continuing to buy additional copies until the Starfield developer does a sequel. Now, that's not how it works, but props, man, for your diehard fandom of Brink, which I've never played, so I can't tell you jack shit about it.
That is some very much dedication to a game. I thought people multi-boxing World of Warcraft back in the day was bad.
Yeah.
But that at least was like, because you level up each character and they get all the perks and stuff. That's just, sometimes maybe it's time to find a new game.
Wait, Brink is free to play.
Yeah, I just saw that. That's what I'm confused about. So is he just registering like 30 accounts and he loads up like 30 VMs and he's basically multi-boxing like a free-to-play game? That'd be kind of funny, actually.
That would be interesting. I don't know.
I mean, I guess that's one way of doing it.
It was originally released in 2011. It's you decide the combat role you want to assume in the world of Brink as you fight to save yourself and mankind's last refuge. Okay.
Yeah, never played it. It's never even like been. I don't even have it on my list. I got way too much shit on my list.
Dude, my list has gotten a little bit out of control.
I did buy 2 games this week.
I almost bought a game and then I started playing Horizon Zero Dawn. And so I was able to rail myself.
Well, they were on sale, so I had no choice.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. I got the notification today that one of the games in my wish list did go on sale. And yeah. And of course I can't look at my wish list right now because my Steam account is currently offline. I put it in offline so that the other computer could play Steam games.
Oh, nice.
Because I'm sharing my library on my 2 computers.
Ah, that makes sense. Maybe you just need to get one for the kids.
Yeah, I'm not rebuying all those games. No, thank you. No, thank you at all. All right. So, speaking of multiplayer games, let's talk about this crazy game that's going by the name of Project Loki. There's a company out there that is made up of X-Riot Games, Bungie, and Blizzard developers. And this game, Project Loki, is a MOBA with a shooter soul. It is a hybrid PC game that blends League of Legends, Apex Legends, and Smash Brothers.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, go you?
I mean, it's trying something new and different, at least, instead of doing the same old MOBA or FPS. So, sure.
The one of the developers of this game is it's a squad-based hero battleground. It looks a lot like League of Legends, but you will also see the influence of battle royale games as heroes glide around the map, like they just dropped onto Fortnite's island, and white knuckle player deaths that look ripped from Smash Brothers. Unlike the slow moving strategy of MOBAs, Project Loki moves quick as 4-player teams battle each other on a huge map set in the sky. Okay.
They have quite the online information bio about everyone on the team. It's very in-depth.
Yes.
I now know who their team is. I'm much more impressed now.
It is an impressive roster. And I just I of course will be signing up for this, although I'll suck balls. But if you are interested in signing up for it, go to Theorycraft. That's TheoryCraft.
But hey, it's new, so you'll suck with everyone else at the same time.
It's theorycraftgames.com.
Does anyone actually type in URLs anymore? I just Google everything and just hit the first tape. I assume it's correct. I'm one of those people.
Oh,
I know.
Lord.
I turn to the dark side. I just can't type accurately. I type in like Theorycraft with 2 F's and end up at like a where site by accident. And then I take over my computer and start making random noises.
Sure.
So it's really to protect the integrity of the show.
There you go. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
you can type a lot of words incorrectly and it still Googles correctly.
Obviously, yes, because the beautiful AI will be like, well, what they really meant was this.
I love my AI.
Okay. I think we've already had this question before, but I've been asked it again, so we're gonna bring it up again.
Fair enough, sir.
A question was asked of us, and that is there still a place for physical copies or editions of games in today?
I mean, I'd probably say the most relevant would be the disc version of the PS5. Because people wanted to, yeah, that's about it. Because even like the old reason to buy the physical games, at least in my opinion, well, one, you had to because they weren't all available online, but then you also got to use the used game market, and that's not nearly as relevant as it used to be. You still have the cartridges on the Switch, but even then, most of those cartridges, it feels like you're downloading the entire game over again because of patches and stuff. I mean, my answer pretty much straight up with the world that we live in of onlineness and digital consumption is no. Ironically, outside of video games, I actually see where it's actually most relevant, because if you want true high fidelity movies in terms of like Blu-ray, of both visual quality and audio quality, the only way you can get that is actually playing like a true 4K Blu-ray. because everything from Amazon, Disney, etc. It says it's 4K, but it's still heavily compressed to hell and back.
Right.
Um, so if you have the TV to actually leverage it and an audio system to leverage it, that'd be actually, to me, the best reason to still use physical media is for basically cinema use, because your gameplay experience doesn't change really. I mean, assuming your internet works and all that stuff, I'm going with that assumption for, online access. But other than that, like, it's not like you get a better version of the game if it's disc versus discless, versus you absolutely do get a better version of a movie if it's in the disc format.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the reason why this apparently was asked is that there was a big announcement just recently about the fact that there will be a deluxe edition, physical deluxe edition of Baldur's Gate 3 that will be released for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X in the first quarter of 2024. It will cost $80. And what is included is Baldur's Gate 3 game discs, and of course the box, original soundtrack on 3 CDs, a cloth world map, 2 fabric patches, 32 stickers, and a Baldur's Gate 3 poster.
Okay, that is actually pretty cool. So,
Yes.
like, I mean, my question would be like, does the physical disc basically come with like a code that you can then redeem on Steam? Because like I don't even have a CD or disc drive in my
Yes.
computer anymore.
Yes.
So that'd be my problem. Like, well, I mean, I know this might be for a console, but still, like for the computer. And do you have a disc drive in your PC anymore or
No.
your new desktop?
No, I do not.
So yeah,
Here it is. On PC, a DVD hosts a custom installer and arrives with a Steam key.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, so yes, in that case, honestly, yes, that's pretty cool because the way I look at it is you're paying, is Baldur's Gate still 50 or 60 bucks, I'm assuming, on Steam. I don't think it's a $70 game. And then all the extra swag, yeah, that's not a bad value proposition.
60 bucks.
I think you and I both do miss the old days of like, I think of like the Neverwinter Nights when you'd buy it and then you got the swag with like, it just came with the map and you had, the instruction manual that then had like all the spells and the feats in the back in the actual instruction manual. So I remember always like opening the manuals for especially RPGs and kind of theory crafting before I even installed the game.
Right.
Based on the booklets that came with it. It was like awesome. So I think that is the part of physical games I 100% miss, is the swag type of things that came with it without honestly having to buy the collector's edition, right? Because like a lot of those RPGs, that was just part of the normal package. It wasn't like extra.
Yeah.
Until some marketing executive got the brilliant idea to like, hey, let's, nickel and dime person for everything they have. But the Baldur's Gate one, especially if you don't own the game yet, actually sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree. For an extra $10, really.
Yeah, that's much better. I mean, most of the collector's edition ones are shit. Like, 100% not worth it. It's like you get a sticker and a backpack that you'll use for the first week in the game for only $30.
No, a cheap keychain that if you accidentally pull on it at all, it falls apart.
Yeah, so and it was printed like in one of the intern's basement's 3D printers.
Yeah.
So yes, so I think in that context, yes, I was thinking of just like, ordering the single, disc version of the game. I'm kind of like, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
But for that, yeah, no, I totally get it.
I agree. I mean, I think that thankfully, us old people, we do still enjoy a well-crafted collector's edition or deluxe edition.
Yep.
And it is nice to have that option. And of course, Baldur's Gate has been selling like effing hotcakes. So it's not like they're hurting for money, and they know that they can make even more money. So, yeah.
Well, seeing as I don't actually own the game, I'm actually sufficiently intrigued, to be honest.
Yes.
I mean, I'm looking at. Oh well, it's sold out. Never mind.
Oh, damn it!
Yeah,
That is the one downside to physical copies of games, is that physical copies means that there is a finite number. Unfortunately.
and then people are going to sell the shit on eBay for like.
Oh God, yes. I'm sure there's people out there who bought 10 copies just so they could
That's
turn
right.
around and sell it for like 120 each.
The Mind Flayer versus the Drow battle diorama. I want that.
Oh boy. Zealeus is going down that rabbit hole.
Well, I mean, there's not much I can do because it's just not going to happen.
I know. Oh, excuse me. I do not, unfortunately, I do not have any more stories. Zealeus, do you have any topics?
I should have a new PC built for the new show in 2 weeks.
Nice.
I've gone down the evil dark rabbit hole of upgrading my PC. Got new motherboard, got new RAM, got new CPU. I'm reusing my case and my drives, so those are staying the same as what I had before. But all the other guts, I'm keeping the same GPU. That's not changing. That one's still pretty good.
Well, you don't want to upgrade to the 4090 and have your whole thing cook?
Well, it'll reduce my gas bill at least. It'll warm my condo in the meantime.
Yes, but it will also give you one heck of a unique scent.
I work in the other room anyways. I won't even smell it during the day.
Sure.
Until I come in and like my case is melted. I'm like, well, that's unfortunate.
Your case has something leaking out the side.
Yeah. No, it was. When did I actually? Now I'm curious. When did I actually get mine?
No idea.
Because my CPU that I have was released. Are you gonna actually tell me? Dun-dun-dun. I'm not doing a very good job of Googling here.
Ooh. Apparently, for those out there who are playing Diablo 4, Blizzard, for it looks like the week of Thanksgiving, is offering all players across all realms an increase in gold and XP earn rates.
Oh.
So, if you need that extra help, this next week is your chance.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, too bad I've already moved on.
No,
I mean, there's so many games to play. And even though I know I'm replaying a game I played, it's like I have so many games I've also ordered that so this week I purchased because they're on sale, Dishonored 1 and Dishonored 2.
Yep.
So it's like I have so many games in the queue to play.
Never played the second one. I only played the first one. And I played it during one of the extra lives.
Oh, nice. Well, each one was like $3 or $4. So I'm like, I mean, I know that's the strategy it uses, but I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, my CPU I got 6 years ago, so it was time I decided. It's my Christmas giving to myself.
Bravo.
Which also means I'll have my Christmas tree up for the next show.
Oh, God.
I love Christmas, man. I love lights and Christmas trees. They're just so much fun.
The fat man needs to stay out of November and let the turkey be alone. Actually, no, that during the next show, it will be after Thanksgiving. So
Yeah, I say you
I'm
realize.
okay with that.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is still in November.
Yes.
Yeah, no, usually it's the Friday of Thanksgiving week is when I put up my lights.
Right on, right on.
That's what I go for. I did it early once during COVID because COVID was just F you about everything.
COVID was, who the hell knows what the actual date is?
It definitely felt that way. Who knows what anything was during COVID?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you'll be continuing to play Horizon Zero Dawn and Alan Wake 2 this week.
I will be playing those two games and maybe also Super Mario Wonder. As I continue through, I think there's 6 worlds before you get to face off against Bowser, and I think I've taken out 4 of them already. So I'm pretty well into the game.
Now, is it like the old Mario games where you could find like the cheat pipe and basically go to the Emerald without actually doing anything?
No. However, let's see. Actually, let me think about this. No, because you have to get these like seeds that take away these like cloud piranha things that are protecting Bowser.
Piranhas?
It's it's like the piranha plant, but it's like a cloud piranha snake that's coiled around the whatchamacallit, around Bowser's castle.
And you have to destroy them?
The only way to get rid of them is by getting these like seeds that you can only gain by beating that area.
Why doesn't he just get more piranha plants when you defeat them?
Because they're super powerful. God damn it, I don't know. Zealeus!
Stupid bad guys. Like, there's a very effective strategy from a villain's perspective, is what I'm hearing, is just get more.
God, you will.
Or you protect all of the seeds with those vines so you can't destroy the vines in the first place. See, this is why I should become a supervillain.
Speaking of supervillains, if you haven't watched, if you have Disney Plus, then you really do need to watch Loki.
What if I don't have Disney Plus?
Then it'd be hard to watch Loki.
Yeah, there's so many TV shows like I already have in my queue that I've been watching that it's like I don't need another service.
Yeah.
Someday, I've been saying that for like 3 years now, that someday I'll get Disney Plus and I'll just binge the shit out of basically
everything.
Yeah, because I know there's a lot of good shows on there that you need to watch, like
it's
Loki,
a lot of
the
Marvel.
Mandalorian, and all the stuff. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Forgot about the Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, and now Obi-Wan. And Jesus, there's a lot of stuff that I haven't even kept up with.
There's a lot of content.
Indeed, there is.
So someday, but who knows when that day will be.
One day in the future. But
well, my balance.
I was just gonna say that for those old school mystery solving fans, there is a Netflix show called Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, and man, that is really good, but also twisted as heck. They took some pages out of David Lynch's playbook and have a couple of Twin Peak-esque scenes that are really making me go, what?
Interesting.
But yeah.
I did finally watch last week David Lynch's version of Dune.
That would have been interesting.
I actually really liked it because I just finished the audiobook, which only took me like 6 months. I can get why I can get why it wasn't a success, but I also appreciated its um details to the books because like there were literally like because having just finished it, there were parts of the movie where like it's verbatim out of the book. I'm like, oh, I recognize like so I thought it was really cool how he actually took like parts of the book and like he was very faithful to the books.
Yeah.
And I think that honestly probably threw a lot of people off. Uh the CGI of the time did not help.
Yeah, CGI has come a long way.
Yeah, like when there was all the shield shit, and I was like, "Whoa, that's interesting." Um, that definitely kind of threw me out a little bit. But like, as far as the actual story goes, I thought it was actually really good. Um, David Bowie was my favorite actor in the movie.
David Bowie.
He was great in it.
He was a unique individual.
And the character he played was a very unique and prima donna character, so it worked very well.
Yes. Yes. So, but yeah, if you have Disney Plus, watch Loki. If you have Netflix, watch Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated. And that's my 2 cents.
What would be your third cent?
Let me think about it. Let me think. There is a Hulu subbed anime called balls, what is it called? Oh, I'm gonna get it wrong. Hold on. I gotta look it up. Make sure
It's not called balls.
No, it's not called balls.
I mean, you said it, not me.
That's just my default curse word.
I'm just gonna leave it
When
at
you
that.
have 2 children in the house that are very have a very good chance of picking up words and phrases that you would use, you get you simplify what you say, which in my case, I just go all balls instead of all those other wonderful words I could be using.
That's fair.
Of course, now I'm not. Okay, well, hold on. I'm gonna have to.
Now you can't find it.
It's called Sin Duality Noir.
That sounds deep.
There is the first season is 12 episodes. It's pretty good. So there's my third cent.
Okay, there you go. So many cents.
Yes. Now I feel fulfilled, having given you not 1, not 2, but 3 cents.
I hope you left some for your family.
We'll find out. And that is the title of our show, by the way. And that's my 3 cents. There you go.
Penny for your thoughts. Penny for your thought.
Huzzah! All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, as we stated, next Thursday is Turkey Day, so we will be high on chemical reactions, tryptophan.
Yep.
Or
sleeping from it.
That's more likely the case. So we will not have a show next Thursday, but we'll have one the following Thursday. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to Zealeus Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, it's been a pleasure getting ready to come our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. We'll be back in 2 weeks for another Thursday Night Hangout.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother. And we're out. And I am a sweaty effing mess. Good Lord.
Maybe you need a fan in your basement.
No, like I said, dude, like before, like maybe 4 or 5 minutes before the show, I was freezing my ass off. My temperature's just been, my internal temperature, I guess.
Just been whacking people.
But well, I mean, my external temperature doesn't change. Well, it does, but it fluctuates basically between 97 and 98.8.
Yeah.
So it's not like I don't have a fever or I'm not as cold as a cadaver. However, like I can't keep parts of my body will not stay warm.
That'd be awkward if you were as cold as cadaver. Then I would actually worry what happened last week.
Yes. I too would be very concerned. Let's not have that happen. How about that? Now,
Indeed.
let's check on the score. What is the score?
7-3 Baltimore. The Cincinnati has the ball, driving down. In the second quarter, they are on the Ravens 40th yard line.
Oh, so what was I gonna say? Shit, I already forgot.
Well, balls.
Exactly. Ooh, the ESPN bet site is now live. Make any sportsbook bet. Get $200 in bonus bets.
What the fuck is this? Am I watching hockey? All these like circles around the players.
Yeah, dude, it's the latest thing.
Is this a real thing?
At least have they highlighted the football like they did that one season for hockey?
No, but like it looks like what they do is they highlight the wide receivers.
Yep.
What? Because like you can't see the person, and then they put a red circle around like one random linebacker.
Aren't they cool?
Oh my god!
Technology, dude.
It's so fucking distracting.
Technology for the win.
I want to watch like all four circles at once, and I can't. So I'm not even watching the ball. I hate it. I hate it.
Who wants to watch the ball?
You see, it's this thing called football, not circle foot or red circle or four circle or 4chan or Connect Four. No, it's called football. We watch the people run with their foots with the ball in their hands. That's the object of the game. Yeah, like, okay, now 5 people have this. What? So it's like all the offensive skill players, in case you can't tell, those are offensive skill players versus the linemen, because this is your literally first time ever watching football. We're going to put the circles around you. We're not going to actually tell you what the circles are. We're just going to put it on there and see if you can figure it out on your own, because that makes a whole lot of logical sense.
Yeah, obviously.
I hate it. I hate everything about it. This is really annoying me.
Zealeus.
I don't like change, damn it. I want the same way it's been the last 50 years of football.
But things are changing.
No, change is bad. I want to stagnate and stay the way things always were. Because then I don't want to have to think. I just want it spoon fed to me in easily digestible increments.
But Zealeus, don't you want innovation? Just throw shit on the wall and everything will stick, right?
I'm glad you amended your statement with the truth. This is almost not as bad, but almost as bad as those NBA courts.
I don't even fucking start for those things.
Like the concept of the in-season tournament, I'm fine with that, whatever. But with what they're doing with the basketball courts during it it's an abomination.
It's atrocious.
Like they don't even look good. They just look bad.
Yes.
It's oh my god, it's atrocious.
It's extremely atrocious. It's embarrassingly atrocious.
And they had that one court, like where whatever they did to the paint was the exact same color as the basketball. So if you're watching, you couldn't actually tell where the basketball was.
My problem is you can't see where the fucking out of bounds is.
I did
half
notice
those
that. Yeah.
courts.
Yeah.
Let's make it really fucking difficult.
Yeah. Like, no, it's, I don't know. It's a marketing thing, but like, it does not increase my desire to watch basketball whatsoever with those courts.
Yep.
It's like, this is blinding. This looks terrible.
Yeah.
I can't even see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the beautiful things is that well, I mean, I technically could watch it, but because I can't see Atlanta Hawks basketball, I don't really watch NBA basketball during the season.
Yeah.
Unless it's a Wednesday night, and I don't watch it. If it's a Wednesday night, that means I'm watching it in a bar.
Isn't Bali going bankrupt or something?
Yes, they are.
So could that affect the availability possibly in a good way? Because it can't be any worse.
Yep, next year.
Nice.
Fun times. I just got a confirmation of thank you for signing up for a playtest with Project Loki. Shazam, bitch!
Yeah, you can be other people's bitch.
Yeah. Although it did say, please list all the games you're currently playing. I'm like,
oh,
okay.
Where do you want me to start?
It's a pretty long list, but I'll try. Yes, and I said it just like that.
Nice.
But anyways, all right, I'm gonna end the Twitch stream. But everyone have a safe